Comes the half-court 2-2-1 now.
Bronte Johnson will walk it up.
Not real good spacing by Northside, but they broke it, but they've got to attack it now.
We've played 3 minutes here in the first quarter. And a steal by the Wolves. Jordan Woods off the glass and one.
There's a player right there. Again, 3-year starter at point guard. Nice to have like a 6'3" point guard as he is.
Foul goes against Jordan Green, his first. Woods will try to make it a three-point play.
Now, they didn't shoot it very well in their opener against Bosco from the line either. They shot 60% as a team. 2-2-1. Middle is wide open. There's a middle cutter right there. They're probably going to get it to him and reverse the ball, and they'll get a good shot. Didn't reverse it, though.
Bassett triple teamed, and a steal once again. Jordan Woods taking the other way. Lays it in.
Yeah.
How about Jordan Woods?
Off to a great start. Brashawn Bassett, the gentleman who just made the turnover, the young man, didn't play last night. He's just coming back. This is his first game. He's been injured from football, so a lot of moving parts here for the Legends.
Bassett will try the three. Off the mark. Strong rebound there by Davion Doty. 9-4. Wolves in front. Corner three. Off the mark, no good for Kenneth Grant.
Oh, nice look.
Legends up the floor and can't finish. There's Rodney Woods, but putback no good either. How about a third opportunity?
Ooh,
Johnson traveled.
Yeah. Coach Moore on the sideline there, Larry Moore Jr., not real happy with the transition defense that time by the Hammond Central Wolves. Didn't get back. Northside had 3 good looks at it.
Pete, you mentioned Bronte Johnson, the sophomore, already looking at offers from teams like IU and Purdue for football. He's a 4-star wide receiver, but pretty good basketball player as well. He had 19 points and 10 rebounds for the Legends in their loss to Lawrence North. 14 points in that game against Fort Wayne Blackhawk. He's a pretty good player. Only as a sophomore.
Only a sophomore,
yeah,
yes.
Last year as a freshman, 17 points, 6.5 rebounds, and 5 assists per game for Fort Wayne North.
There you see Coach Larry Moore Jr. 139-68 in his 10th season as the head coach of Hammond and now Hammond Central.
Gave it up and trying to go for the dunk. Green missed it. In transition, here come the Wolves. And the floater is good for Farrell White. It's 11-4.
Nice feed, good basket there by Jordan Green.
Nice response by the Legends. 11-6, 2:45 to play here in the first quarter.
And now Northside playing man. It looks like a trap like they started the game, but they have left that defense playing man-to-man defense now. Cause a turnover.
Yeah, crazy shot up ahead. Brashawn Bassett will lay it in. And Fort Wayne North back within 3 at 11-8.
I think you're going to see a lot of streaks this game, a lot of runs by each team. Should be a really close game as we get down to the end here.
Again, both teams looking for their first win of the year.
Yeah, Hammond's only played 1 game so far. They played Don Bosco Prep, one of those newbies up there in the region.
Lost them by 2. Good close game. Fort Wayne North with losses to Lawrence North, Fort Wayne Blackhawk, and they suffered a 10-point loss last night on the road at DeKalb. Turnaround jumper no good for Doty. 1:45 to play.
Oh, terrible.
Johnson lays it in.
Terrible transition defense by the Wolves. You've got to get the ball stopped by that 3-point line, maybe the foul line, but you can't let them get that deep.
So Fort Wayne North with a nice response. They're back within 1 at 11-10.
Playing a triangle almost, triangle defense guarding, obviously, Kenneth Grant, who missed that shot, but again had 23 in their opener.
The Legends can take the lead on this possession. Minute 10 to play.
Good luck.
Jumper's good for Jordan Green. And he's got 8 of the 12 for Fort Wayne North as they are in front. Under a minute to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, you can see how 4 guys are staying on Northside defensively, staying in just like a zone-type area, and they have a chaser so far in Kenneth Grant, not to let him get off to a really good start. And so far, it's worked pretty well because I think they're going to take the lead on this possession here.
Bassett, they try to feed it underneath the green, but they turn it over.
30-foot entry pass into the post and didn't work too often.
Look at him dive for the loose ball at half court. We'll have a jump ball. It will belong to Hammond Central. Amari Moore will substitute in for Hammond Central.
Yeah, they're not going to go too deep, Rob. They really don't play a lot of guys here, so we take a look at the excellent hustle by both teams there.
Wolves down 12-11. 20 seconds to go. It looks like they'll hold for the last second shot.
And they're going to try to get it to Grant here on the top of the key.
Went inside and off the hands of Moore. A turnover for the Wolves. Not exactly what Coach Moore wanted on that one.
No, he had a play set up. I could see Grant coming off the top, but they thought they had a layup. Anytime you usually can have a layup, we'll throw it to the layup guy, even if that's not the play, but bad decision because it was turnover.
Bassett, deep 2, no. Rebound tracked down. Now the ball's loose, and the buzzer will sound, and that will end the first quarter.
Was that quick, or was it just
it was quick.
Whoa.
And Fort Wayne North leads it 12-11. We'll be back on the ISC Sports Network.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you can watch, you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Back here at Brownsburg High School, Rob Connett, Pete Smith, and the rest of the ISC crew. It's our third game of the Sneakers for Santa shootout here at Brownsburg High School, and it's all put on by Allstate Insurance and agent Ryan Owens. Hey, if you get a quote from Ryan Owens on the south side of Indy, you will be entered into a monthly drawing for a college hoops experience with Ryan and Greg Rakestraw going to some of the top college games across the state. Call them at 317-802-1550. Bronte Johnson lays it in to start the second quarter. And how about Fort Wayne North? After a slow start, they are now in the lead by 3.
Hammond Central just not getting good possessions on offense right now. Still playing just the soft. Now they're dropping back into man-to-man. They were playing some zone to just slow them down a little bit, but see if they can get some matchup. And Larry Gwynn, outstanding veteran official, made that call there. Foul's going to be on Farrell White.
It'll be the second on White. Woods with 4, White with 4, Grant with 3. There's the Legends. Jordan Green stuck in the corner, gets it out to Johnson.
Yeah, the Wolves have really picked up the defensive intensity here. They're in their grill right now and caused a turnover there. Violation on Tay Johnson for carrying the basketball.
It's a turnover there for the Legends. Which, by the way, can we mention they changed their nickname a few years ago. The Legends. That is such a good name.
It is a great name. They'll always be the Redskins to me, quite frankly. No disrespect meant to anyone out there that's listening, but growing up in Northern Indiana and some of their teams, 64 state finals, that Northside team. But they're legends now, like you said. I think it's a great nickname. You're right. If you have to change, that's a good one because they've had a lot of legends here in the Summit City. Wow.
And a travel going to be called as Jerry Powers tried to get a little fancy driving to the hoop.
There's a Euro step, and then there's a really Euro step, and that he tried the really. That works in the NBA, but not here.
Not at the high school level.
In the varsity gym at Brownsburg High School.
So turnover there for North.
Again, still playing the triangle in one, the diamond in one. You can see the only guy playing man-to-man defensively right now is Brashawn Basket playing on Kenneth Grant, their leading scorer. Good putback, though, there by Amari Moore, the 6'4" sophomore.
Nice.
His second varsity game for Amari Moore.
Yeah, nice cleanup basket there. 14-13. Johnson. And a foul going to be called.
Got a
inside
hold.
the paint.
Yeah, he made a back cut and he got held there.
Foul's going to be called on the senior Edward Bass. His first.
Coach Moore, whose father is the athletic director at Hammond Central School. Larry Sr., heck of a player.
And basket won't go. Here come the Wolves. Can take the lead here. And a travel going to be called against Jordan Woods as he tried to spin around a defender.
It's a little fast there, a little quick there.
If you're just joining us here on the ISC Sports Network, this is our third game of the day as Brownsburg beat Plainfield to open up the day this morning, 44-43. We had a great one to start the day. And right before this one, Gary 21st Century with a dominating win over Tuscola, a school from Illinois. This is our third game of the day. And coming up later on, how about Crispus Attucks and Linton Stockton? That's going to be a good one for you, Pete.
Two different styles of basketball. Know both coaches well. Two styles. I enjoyed talking to both of them this week.
Turnover, Johnson. Going to go around defender and got fouled on his way to the basket.
Maybe a little late on the call, but a good call. Pace of this game, Northside plays an open offense. They've got 5 out on the wing. They're just trying to break you down off the dribble here. You see all 5 players outside the three-point line when the drive started. There's the last guy in the picture there, Jerry Powers, who had a great game in their loss to Fort Wayne Blackhawk, the defending state champs in the 2A. They had a great game, second game of the season, coming off the bench for Coach Andrews.
Johnson misses the first free throw. And you mentioned Fort Wayne North played that game against Fort Wayne Blackhawk, 2A state champions. Hammond Central made a deep run last year in the tournament as well, won a sectional title, and then ended up losing to South Bend St. Joe in overtime in regional. Finishing 18-2.
That was the game J.R. Costenzi got 50 points, now playing at Notre Dame. It was a
Crazy.
tough loss for Hammond Central. I picked them. They were number 1 in the state during the season a lot in 3A last year, and really was pulling for them. Knew it was their last year as Hammond High School.
Talked with Larry Moore earlier this week, and he had a great quote about how we are now Hammond Central, consolidation of 3 schools. But he said the name has changed, but the expectations for this year has not changed.
Right. He's put his trademark on his basketball program. It's the same program he ran at Hammond very successfully.
They force a turnover there. Up ahead for Jordan Woods. Now the kick out, three-pointer on the way, and it's good for Kenneth Grant, his second triple of the day.
Now you see why they've been playing that diamond in one defense there, because Grant can really get it going. There's his second 3, as you just mentioned. And slipping into that last dead ball was someone he talked about, Coach Moore talked about, Deshaun Woods. He's only a freshman, 5'6". You can see him. He'll be guarding the point guard. He'll be guarding, coming down the floor here, Tay Johnson. He's going to deny the inbounds pass as long as he can there. Didn't let Johnson have it, but he forced that turnover last possession, and Woods is a really promising freshman, just a little small right now.
Bassett drives, a little too strong. Nice rebound there for Kenneth Grant. Hammond Central with an opportunity to retake the lead. Three-pointer good for Matthew King. 19-17, Wolves back in front here in the second quarter.
Game of runs. Davion Doty checking back in, the 6'5" sophomore for the Wolves. Yeah, if I do slip sometimes and call him Hammond High, it's just for the old days here. I miss the nicknames. They closed Hammond Clark, who were the Pioneers, and they closed Hammond Gavitt, the Gladiators.
Yes.
I love that nickname,
yeah.
the Gladiators.
Johnson was fouled.
Yeah, Doty got him. It's going to be his second foul. And the fouls are really mounting up right now for Hammond Central. Northside's in the bonus, while so far only one foul called against the Legends.
Bronte Johnson, 6 of 10 from the free throw line this season as he misses the first.
Yep, Doty's going to sit down with 2 fouls. So Hammond's going to go to their bench. Hammond Central's going to go to their bench much more now with the foul situation. They have 2 starters with 2 fouls.
Gets the second one.
Rodney Woods checking in, number 12. He's coming off a separated shoulder, so has not had a lot of action, but Coach Andrews said as he gets healthier with that shoulder, he'll rotate into the normal lineup once he gets healthy.
In and out, no good for King. Here come the Legends. They can retake the lead here. Back and forth we go in the second quarter. Woods. Kick out into the corner. Collins for 3. Yes.
Great look there. Penetrated, got almost to the block. Defense sucked in. Got Collins the open look for 3.
King trying to respond. Misses the three-pointer there, but an offensive rebound for Jordan Woods. Having a third opportunity. Three-pointer. Too strong, no good.
Yeah,
and a jump ball on the rebound.
Yeah, first shot he's got up to Sean Woods, the freshman. All right, man-to-man defense on the inbounds play for Northside. Let's see if Hammond can't. Yeah, we got a couple guys wanting their own space. I tell you, Kenneth Grant has really been hawked by Brashawn Basket this whole game. So just a little bit of words here about each other. Take a look at them, and our officials getting the game under control.
Yeah, making sure nothing gets a little over the top.
Those are 2 strong young men, by the way.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
know if you can tell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Grant only a junior.
It's a nice little conversation.
Bassett only a junior. Nice strong move. Can't finish.
Rebounded by Bassett. Fort Wayne North leading it by 2 here in the second quarter. Powers. Guarded by Woods.
Again, look how open the paint is. They're giving them opportunities to drive. And Woods on the foul there. Woods of Woods. How about that? Woods guarding Woods.
I don't think there's any relation. There might be.
Well, we know they've never played because this is only the second game ever Hammond Central has played.
Right. Bronte Johnson back in for Fort Wayne North. Rodney Woods to the free throw line.
Quick shot, but he's wide open.
Three-pointer won't go for King. Another rebound for Bassett.
Terrible. Terrible spacing on the transition for Northside. Just didn't really run any lanes and didn't take care of the ball. And again, Northside only averaging 9 turnovers coming into this game. It hasn't been that against the first 3 opponents. It's been poor shooting. Farrell White back into the contest for the freshman Woods.
Jordan Woods brings it up for the Wolves.
Oh, back cut. Lost
It's
it.
a good look. We couldn't finish. And the Legends get it back. They lead by 2. 2:45 to play here in the second quarter. Game 3 of today's Sneakers for Santa Shootout here at Brownsburg High School.
Nice high-low.
And a foul going to be called against Matthew King.
Yeah, got him on the body just enough. King did. Here we go. Take a look at it. There's the back cut right there. Leaving the feet. That angle, which is an awesome angle, don't get me wrong, but just a little push in the back with the body. 2-shot foul.
And the first free throw for Jordan Green is good. He had 8 points in that first quarter to lead Fort Wayne North.
Our camera view, you can see the Addicts Flying Tigers in the bleachers behind the Hammond Central bench. They'll be our next game.
Taking on the number 2 team in Class 2A, Linton Stockton. Should be a good one coming up later on this afternoon. Carmel and Homestead.
Yeah, who'd want to see that one? Rematch of last year's regional championship game, which was an incredible contest. Actually, his first game. It's a morning game, that's right. It's a morning game last year.
Free throw for King is good.
That was my first opportunity to see in person Fletcher Lawyer last year. It was that Carmel Homestead game. So you want to tune in and see him. He had 29 that game in the regional. You want to stay tuned for that one.
A lot of great games. A lot of great talent here at Brownsburg.
Well, it's very cool that Ryan Owen steps up and does this with All-State. Ryan's a big proponent of high school basketball. All-State, is so involved in sports and athletics. Good drive there, but can't finish.
Put
He
back
did
the
finish.
Got his own rebound, Jordan Green. He's got 11 of the 24 for Fort Wayne Northside.
Yeah, done a nice job. He got here and his uniform had blood on it from the last game, so he has changed numbers from his normal number here for the Legends.
Baseline drive, and we'll have a blocking foul. It'll send Matthew King back to the free throw line. 24-20, Fort Wayne North leading it. Late stages of the second quarter.
Just a little bit late on the attempted block defensively. I think it was almost, I'm waiting for the high school sometime to put the circle around also, like the college and the NBA, just to help the officials out sometimes. I mean, the rules state that you can't be under the basket. You have to have a certain footage established. Take a look at.
Yeah, there you go. LaValle Jordan.
Yeah. I would say he's looking at a couple of these guys today.
He was here for the second game as well.
Yeah, Gary, 21st Century.
Yeah, they
got some good players.
Great talent on that team.
Okay, zone now. Hammond Central going to 1-2-2. Look opposite. One more pass. Okay, fake the pass and shoot it.
Bassett off the front of the rim, and it will belong to Hammond Central.
Central's got time to get this. Hammond Central's got time to get this game tied up or take the lead here. Northside just hasn't been able to sustain anything when they've had a couple good runs. He's still playing. They're still chasing Grant.
Woods will try a three. That's off the mark. Fight for the rebound. It goes out of bounds, and I think it was last touch there by Amari Moore.
I saw Jordan Woods play last year several times. Outstanding point guard. He had great players around him. That's probably not his shot. He is more of a distributor. Had 12 assists in their opener, for instance, this year against Bosco. But against that zone, I think he just thought he needed to get one up because they're doing such a good job guarding Kenneth Grant with only 2 3-pointers so far in the contest. Averaging 24 coming in, or 23 points, coming in.
24-21, under a minute to play here in the first half.
1-2-2 against the 2-1-2 offense.
Inside, tough shot. Green can't finish.
It's obvious Green is the only one that wants to get around that basket. The other 4 Legends just staying around that 3-point line.
Woods off the glass, no.
That's more
offensive
of a Wood
rebound.
shot.
And a foul going to be called. It'll send the Wolves to the free throw line. 3 games so far, and all 3 have been great in the first half. This one a 1-possession game.
Yep. Contact on the arm by Jordan Green there on the second shot. Neither team really doing an outstanding job blocking out, quite frankly. Just a lot of go-get-it kind of rebounds for both teams. Both teams like to play fast. Both teams playing some traps in the full and half court. It's been an up-and-down game. It's a one-point contest here with probably the last possession of the contest here as the big man, Amari Moore, the 6'4 sophomore, takes a break here, and the freshman, Deshaun Woods, enters.
24-23. Johnson will bring it up.
Skip it.
Under 10 to play in the corner. Three-pointer on the way. That's short, no good for Powers. Rebounded. Clock at 2 at 1. Three-pointer at the buzzer is no good. And the first half will come to a close, and it's a good one. Third straight game we've had a one-possession game as we get to the halftime. 24-23. Fort Wayne North in front of Hammond Central. We'll be back on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Welcome back to Brownsburg High School. Fort Wayne Northside leading Hammond Central 24-23 at the break. Rob Conant, Pete Smith, and the rest of our ISC crew with you here in Brownsburg. And again, Pete, great first half. Fort Wayne North being led by Jordan Green. How about him? 11 points in that first half to lead the Legends. On the flip side, Hammond Central, led by Kenneth Grant and Pharrell White, each with 6 points for the Wolves through the first 2 quarters.
You got to credit Northside's defense holding Grant to 6, and he's just not had a chance to get any shots up. They even had a little altercation here as we're taking a look at their halftime highlights. Some good plays here. As you can tell, it's an up and down game. Both teams trying to get to the rim. They either settle for 3 sometimes or they get to the rim, but I think both teams, a lot of turnovers by Northside. I want to say they're probably getting close to double digits. If they're not, we haven't got our stats yet up here, but they got to be close to it, and they only average 9 a game. So shooting the ball a little bit better. They'll give them that 1-point lead at 24-23, and some good passing. And there you see the Brashawn Bassett scoring on that. He did not play last night, and yet he's been very active today. He's been defending Kenneth Grant at the defensive end. There's a great take right there by Tay Johnson, the 6'4" sophomore, coming in averaging over 17 a game.
Great performances all the way around by both teams. And like you said, up and down, turnovers, some crazy shots. And it's been a fun one here at Brownsburg so far. This is our third game of the day here at the Sneakers for Santa Shootout. Brownsburg beating Plainfield this morning, 44-43 over Plainfield. Gary 21st Century beating Tuscola 80-59. And a 1-point game here at halftime in our third game. And we're just halfway done. We got a lot of games here to go this afternoon and tonight here at Brownsburg High School. After this one, we'll have Crispus Attucks and Linton Stockton, two of the powerhouse programs when it comes to high school boys basketball in the state of Indiana. After that one, coming up around 5 o'clock or so, a couple of top 5 teams in Class 4A, Carmel and Homestead. And later on tonight, Lawrence North taking on Heritage Christian. And the nightcap, 4A #1 Cathedral taking on one of the top teams in Ohio, Brush High School. So a lot of great teams, a lot of great talent, 3, 4, 5-star athletes here at Brownsburg High School. And it's good to see the fans in attendance here today as well.
Yeah, that night game, Cathedral took Verbuf's best shot last night to hold on for a win. But, yeah, you've got some great ones here. You know, so far, just real quick, that Gary 21st Century team looked very, very good.
Yeah.
That team Tuscola had, you know, they were led by Jalen Quinn. He's a Loyola Chicago recruit. And they just looked very impressive. I wasn't on that broadcast, but I got a chance to watch the second half of it before we started this one.
And Jalen Quinn finished with 29 points for Tuscola in that second game. Gary 21st Century led by DJ Moss, 23 points in that victory for the Cougars. So 2 games down. Our third one here is at halftime between Fort Wayne North and Hammond Central. And coming up, Crispus Attucks and Linton Stockton. That'll be a good one as well. John Herrick will be joining you for the call here on the ISC Sports Network. And again, a great event put on by Brownsburg High School and Ryan Owens of All-State. Great job by Ryan. And we saw him in that second game earlier today. He was sitting over there with Laval Jordan, head coach of the Butler Bulldogs, in attendance, checking out some high school hoops on this Saturday. So we want to thank Ryan Owens and All-State, and check this out. They're doing a pretty fun little event along with this, but they're doing something fun as well. If you get a quote from Ryan Owens, you will be entered into a monthly drawing for a college hoops experience with Ryan and Greg Rakestraw. They're going to be going to some of the top college games across the state, and you can be joining them. All you got to do is search for the Owens Agency on Facebook or call them at 317-802-1550. And there is Ryan still sitting with Butler head coach Laval Jordan.
Yeah, great proponent of high school basketball.
He's a good guy, and we got to thank him for putting on this event. Sneakers for Santa, Game 3 at halftime. Fort Wayne North in front of Hammond Central, 24-23. Second half coming up next on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, your team is at your fingertips. You can download years' worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Hi, I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Of the literally thousands, check that, hundreds, check that. Okay, some sports card shows that are out there in the world. The Andy and Bruno show is the one you should watch, because we have Andy, who's been there and done that, everything in the hobby, and is now a mogul.
Mogul.
Yes.
And we have a guy, Bruno, he talks too much. I can't help it.
Watch the Andy and Bruno show and hear me talk too much.
Yes, and hear me smile.
Back to action here at Brownsburg High School. Second half underway. It's a 24-23 lead for Fort Wayne Northside as Grant will try the three. No good. Offensive rebound. Doty puts the Wolves back in front.
We didn't see Davion too long that first half. He's got saddled with 2 fouls, but makes an impression right away in this game in the third quarter with the offensive putback, and they got the lead. It's been a while since they've led.
It's his first 2 points of the night as well. Left a little short, did Rodney Woods. Fight for the loose ball. They're diving all over the place, and a jump ball going to be called. It will belong to Hammond Central.
Yeah, I look for Jordan Woods really to make good decisions the second half for Hammond Central, as they do have the lead. The 3-year starting point guard, one of the top wide receivers in the state in receiving yards this year, only a junior, and an outstanding point guard as well, as you'll see him bring the ball up here once it's inbounded by Matthew King. There's Woods.
Those bright neon yellow shoes that we can see from up here.
Okay, little weave offense here, trying to get the matchup zone. There's a good shot.
King for 3.
Again, only 3 experienced players on this Wolf team. Matthew King, the third of the 3. Woods being a 3-year starter. Kenneth Grant got some minutes last year as a junior, and then Matthew King got played a little bit as a freshman, and they come back with a good defensive possession there by Farrell White, causing a carrying violation.
Bronte Johnson called for the turnover, and the Wolves in front 28-24. Again, both teams looking for their first win of the year. Hammond Central at 0-1, Fort Wayne North at 0-3.
And if you missed the first half, Northside has been playing a diamond in 1. As you can see, the 2 guys almost dancing there. You've got Kenneth Grant being guarded by Brashawn Bassett. Nice look.
Nice feed, but
can't make
White,
the bunny.
Yeah, White couldn't finish. Here come the legends.
Oh, good
Johnson
spin
spin around, layup good.
Looked like the old Avance move for Lawrence North the last couple years we've seen on the ISC network.
Johnson now with 7 points for Fort Wayne North. 28-26, and now the Wolves will slow it down.
Rob, you a shot clock fan? Think we should have it in
At the high school level? Man,
yeah.
it is.
Usually people ask me that question.
Nice feed underneath. Matthew King once again. You know, doing college games here on the ISC Sports Network, I'm so used to looking up at a shot clock when, you know, at the high school level, you're like, wow, they've held the ball for a long time. Oh, right. There's no shot clock at the high school level. And I know some people want it. Some people like the fact that you don't.
Boy, tough possession there by Fort Wayne North. They had a great back screen, had a layup, and just couldn't make it. So both teams missing bunnies on back-to-back possessions. Bassett on the foul there. His first. He didn't play last night. He's been a big factor in this game, guarding Grant defensively the entire contest.
King controls it already with 5 points for the Wolves here in this third quarter. We've played about 3 minutes in the second half.
Okay, Hammond Central that time moved Grant down to the blocks. Kenneth Grant, their leading scorer in the season.
Woods fakes the jumper, gives it up. Three-pointer good from the left side. How about Pharrell White? And it's a 7-point lead for Hammond Central.
White came in averaging 6 after that first game, and he's double digits now, close to it.
And foul on the floor, says the referee. So we'll see if Fort Wayne North can respond here. We saw in the game right before this, Gary 21st Century and Tuscola. There's also a one-possession game at halftime, and then Gary 21st Century just blew them away in the third quarter. That was the big difference. Hammond Central already with a hot start here to the second half.
A heck of a block there by Matthew King, playing both ends right now. Start this third quarter. Actually, that was Jordan Woods on the block, I'm sorry. Got the single digits number up, 2 and 5. Oh, it was number 5. Good, thank you, Matthew King. Our replay crew is on it. Carlos Perez into the contest, it looks like, for Hammond Central. Oh, no, he's changed uniforms. That's Amari Moore wearing 14. He wore 31 in the, I thought that was him. He has changed uniforms for Hammond Central for some reason. Must have some blood on it.
I'll make that note. High off the glass, no good. Put back, bucket, and one.
There he is. I'm glad I caught
Amari
it.
Moore, yeah. Good catch. Amari Moore has changed uniforms here in the second half. He's now wearing 14. It was Fort Wayne North before today's game started making a whole bunch of uniform changes that we had to quickly scribble down before we went on air.
People don't realize how hard a job this is. You got to get the numbers right. You got to be sure that if they got blood on, they're going to put a new jersey on. But yeah, Amari Moore with a big impact player right away. I was looking at 14. I thought, that's not Carlos Perez. So 5'11". That's Amari Moore. Changing uniforms.
Hey, we'll take this time to remind you that the Cinderella Strategy, it's a book by Graham Honecker and Jerry Logan. And they give the inside scoop behind Butler University's rise to prominence over the past decade. Back-to-back Final Four runs, 2010, 2011. So the Cinderella Strategy, great gift idea. Christmas is coming up, Pete.
Great gift idea. And I think one of my former assistant coaches named that book, Brad Stevens.
Order your copy of the Cinderella Strategy now by visiting thecinderellastrategy.com.
Speaking about Cinderella, that's the Cinderella story. Brad Stevens. My volunteer assistant when I was the head coach at Carmel High School in 99, 2000. We talk at the end of the season. He says, Tracy and I want to make a commitment. I'm going to leave Lilly. I want to become a basketball coach. I said, okay. Well, you got to go back to school and get your teaching license because he didn't have an econ license at DePaul, well-known school. No, I want to coach college. So he got caught on by Thad Mata. Thad hired him as potentially a grad assistant it was going to be, and before it happened, he got moved up to director of basketball operations that first year, and that's the Cinderella story. Yeah. Little kid from Zionsville, Indiana, now the general manager, president of the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, how incredible is that?
Hey, let's get back to this game, though. This is the Cinderella story right now. As Hammond Central has outscored him 10 points here in the third quarter, taking a 9-point lead against Northside in the red.
Spin around, jumper won't go for Bassett. And the rebound tracked down by the Wolves.
Northside's getting good shots. I'm sorry, Northside's getting, this is the way they've played all year. They're 0-3, but they've only shot the ball at a 38% clip. And Hammond Central is really playing well right now offensively.
Matt King knocking down another triple. He had 5 points in the first half. He's got 8 here in the third quarter. And now it's a 12-point lead for the Wolves. Green, tough shot, couldn't get it.
Well, they're taking contested shots, and the ones they've had open they haven't hit. And that's a bad recipe for victory so far. But I told you it was going to be a game of runs. It kind of has been until this point. Right now the run, though, is huge for Hammond Central.
38-26.
Yeah, 15-2 in this quarter so far. 15-2 if my math's right.
Yep.
Does that sound right?
That's what I got.
Good.
Now they'll slow it down.
They're still staying in that diamond defense now. It's Jerry Powers now guarding Grant.
King tried another three, missed it from the top of the key. Fight for the rebound as they tumble out of bounds, and a jump ball going to be called. It will belong to Fort Wayne North.
I'm sounding old school, but there was not one not one legend block out on that shot, and you just can't. Hammond's hungry right now. They're playing well. They've got, like you said, you talked to Coach Moore. You know, the tradition hasn't changed, even though the high school has changed names with Gavitt and Clark becoming part of Hammond High, and now it's called Hammond Central. Man-to-man defense still exhibited or played here by the Wolves.
Johnson controls it, looking to drive inside the paint, and a foul on the floor, says the referee.
Yep, got a hand check, hold there.
Second foul of the half on Hammond Central.
No inside presence is all for Northside. And again, turnover again. And this is not characteristic of Coach Gary Andrews' teams. Only averaging 9 turnovers a game coming into this game. They're in double digits this afternoon. Now they're going to a 1-2-2 half-court defense. See if we can trap or just play it soft.
Three-pointer on the way. That's off the mark. No good for Grant.
Grant was going to shoot that. He hadn't got very many touches.
In transition, Johnson is rejected by Woods. They get it back, though. Johnson, a second time. That works.
They finally get off the schneid there and score their 4th point of the second quarter here with just over 2 minutes to go in the quarter. 1-2-2. They split it. King splits it and gets the ball to the top. Hammond doesn't need to take a bad shot right now within their zone. They really don't. Doty's going to travel there, trying to get too anxious.
A little stutter step there.
I mean, you don't want to put the bridle on him and tell him not to keep playing, but I would, if I'm Coach Moore right now, I'd probably say, let's be really patient. Let's get a layup. Let's be good right now. We've got a 10-point lead. Had a heck of a quarter, and the last 2 times they've rushed shots right now. Meanwhile, they're going to drop into a 2-3 zone now. They just changed from man-to-man to 2-3. See if Northside can hit an outside shot, because they got nothing going inside right now. They got no post players. There's the only post player they've got. And he's not really a post, but he plays inside. That's Jordan Green.
Bucket good for Ryan Collins. Makes it 38-30. Hammond Central still in control. A minute and a half to play here in the third. Here's another three. King can't finish that one. And a rebounding foul going to be called.
It's going to be on Doty over the back, number 13.
That's correct.
Yeah. Oh, they called it on Grant. I'm sorry. Yeah, both guys were going over the back on that one. But again, not a block out. Got lucky they just got too aggressive here. So see if Northside can put back-to-back possessions together and make a little run here.
Three-pointer for Collins. Yes.
Yes, sir.
Got it from the right side. Back-to-back buckets for Ryan Collins. And he's gotten Fort Wayne North back within 5. A minute to go here in the third, 38-33.
Yeah, the change of defense really has slowed down Hammond Central until that shot. They found the middle, and Kenneth Grant, their leading scorer, knocks it down.
Under a minute to go. Three-pointer is short for Collins. He was feeling it.
Heat check.
Trying to make it 3 buckets in a row, but he fell short. How about King? He's feeling it. Oh, he can't finish. Fight for the rebound. Got it back.
Should have used the backboard instead of the finger roll. Made popular by the Iceman, George Gervin.
Collins! No, that's King again. That's 3 threes in the quarter.
10-point lead, the largest lead of the game right now for the Hammond Central Wolves. Wolves has become a really popular nickname. When Michigan City combined Rogers and Elston, they're now the Wolves. Kind of a new name. And Legends is really cool.
I was going to say, Legends, there you go. Down to the final 5 seconds. Green needs some help. Dishes it out to Powers for 3 at the buzzer. That'll get Fort Wayne North back within single digits as we head to the fourth. 43-36 your score. Quarter number 4 on the way on the ISC Sports Network.
Your life is on the go. Now your viewing habits can be on the go. With the ISC Sports Network app, Your team is at your fingertips. You can download years worth of content from the ISC Sports Network library. High school, college, special events, weekly and monthly shows, wherever you find your favorite app. And you can always find out more information at iscsportsnetwork.com.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Brownsburg High School, game number 3 of today's Sneakers for Santa shootout. And Hammond Central leads Fort Wayne North 43-36. Jerry Powers knocking down a 3 at the buzzer to end that third quarter to get the Legends back within single digits. Rob Connett, Pete Smith, and the rest of our ISC crew, thanks for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. Game 3 of 7 today here on the ISC Sports Network. As that 3 no good. Put back also no good for Amari Moore. Third opportunity, Doty.
Yep.
(45-36). The Wolves got off to a hot start in that third quarter. Jumper good for Bronte Johnson. He now has 11 unofficially in this contest.
And again, the changing of defense by Fort Wayne North here kind of got him jump started here late in the third quarter. Doty again for 3, feeling it.
Can't get that one. Fight for the loose ball. Somehow Bronte Johnson came away with it, but he stepped on the sideline.
Stepped on the sideline. All right, let's see if Hammond's, or if Fort Wayne Northside has one more run in him after this defensive stop here. Outscored 20-8 in the third quarter as the Wolves really stretched out. Here comes Furrow White. He started the contest. He's back in. It looks like, okay, Northside is now back into the, just playing straight man-to-man now. They've played several different defenses. The diamond and one on Grant worked for much of the contest, but then all of a sudden, Matthew King's 11 points in that third quarter really got them started.
Yeah, he had 5 in the first half, 11 in that third quarter.
All right, here's the 3-year starter, Woods, driving to the basket. Great block there by Jordan Green.
Fight for the rebound. Ball skipped up ahead. Jordan Green misses the layup.
He had 2 open guys ahead of him, too. I thought he was going to take it and try to dunk it.
They went tumbling in the backcourt. It's a 4-on-3, and the jumper is good for the Wolves.
Man, that's a backbreaker. Gary Andrews is just so upset, the coach of the Legends, just because they had a 3-man run out and couldn't convert on a wide-open layup. Well, it wasn't wide open. Give the Wolves defensive player credit there. He stopped the one guy with the ball, but he had 2 guys wide open, and they come down and make another turnover.
Johnson tried to give it up to Green. I don't think Green was expecting the pass. It went right off of him and out of bounds.
There you see Coach Gary Andrews, along Todd Thiem and Will Lewis, Markel Abram, and Kingston Dowdell. He's the JV coach on the bench with their squad.
Gary Andrews in his 4th year with Fort Wayne North.
Boy, he has some
Larry
good
Moore.
teams. Yep. When he was the girls' coach at Lures, they were really, really good. They decided to coach college for about 10 years and came back to Fort Wayne for high school.
How about King? He thought about a 3 there. They give it back to King. Pulls up, left side, jumper no. Offensive rebound.
Doty.
Goes right into the hands of Doty. Right place, right time, and the Wolves are back in front by 11.
Timeout. I think the Legends need a timeout here. They're going to keep going here, but this is the largest lead now at 11.
Johnson looking to do something. Instead, dishes it out. Powers for 3. Can't connect on that one. He had the one at the buzzer to end the third.
Yeah, shooting woes, just getting them right now. The last few possessions, they've got shots up, but they missed a layup, which they should have had a uncontested layup, and then a good wide open 3 there.
5 minutes to go.
Okay, here's your veteran point guard. Going to take it, drive.
Hands it off. And now
good idea.
King pulls
like
out.
That. Coach wants a timeout. Coach Moore wants a timeout.
Timeout. With a 49-38 lead. Hammond Central leading it with 4:51 to play here in the fourth quarter. Again, this is our third game of the day. Sneakers for Santa event. Second year they've put on this event here at Brownsburg High School. Hammond, when it was just Hammond High School, they played in this event last year, losing a heartbreaker to Lawrence North, 52-51.
I got to be on that call. It was a great game.
Coming up, Crispus Attucks will play Linton Stockton. That's our next game today. Attucks won in this event last year against Warren Central, 66-58. A lot of great teams, great athletes coming up later on this afternoon and tonight here at Brownsburg High School. So our next game coming up, Crispus Attucks and Linton Stockton. After that, a couple of top 5 teams in Class 4A, Homestead and Carmel. And then later on tonight, Lawrence North will take on Heritage Christian. The nightcap, Cathedral and Brush High School from Ohio. So we're just getting started here on the ISC Sports Network. All 7 games free for you to watch. However you're tuning in for this one, we appreciate you making us a part of your Saturday afternoon activities. I'm Rob Connick, Pete Smith to my right. The rest of our ISC crew doing a great job. We'll make a hockey line change, if you will, after this one. We'll bring in another crew. John Herrick will be joining you, Pete, for our next one between
Big
Attucks
John
and
Herrick.
Linton Stockton.
Pride of Roncalli High. All right, set play out of the timeout. Double high post screen. Didn't like either of the screens there. When I say that, Jordan was the veteran point guard there with the ball. Doty
finds Doty in the corner for 3. A little too strong. Rebound tipped around, controlled by Woods.
Oh, nice pass. Wasn't quite ready for it, but they get it around the basket.
Oh, off the glass and good. Kenneth Grant. And Hammond Central is feeling it here in the second half.
Several runs as you take it. They're just doing a great job seeking the basketball. There was the reach. He got the shot off. Strong young man, this Kenneth Grant. Leading scorer in the season coming in, but they'd only played 1 game, but he had 23 in that first game, and he's got it going here the second half, doesn't he?
Up to 10 points.
Boom.
Now make it 11 points on the day.
2 of them were threes. He got the 3 the old-fashioned way there. As you take a look at the Hammond bench, there's a guy there wanted. Jermaine Broyette is on that team. He was an Indiana All-Star from Hammond in the 80s and played at Weber State. One heck of a player. Came back to his hometown. Now is the assistant coach for Coach Moore.
3-pointer on the way, and that's good for Bronte Johnson. He's got 14 in this game. And now a timeout going to be taken by Fort Wayne North. Still trailing 52-41, under 4 to play here in the fourth quarter.
You know what I appreciate right now, Rob, is the fact that he's got everybody in his huddle, though, really paying attention. And it's been a frustrating second half for him, and you can see Coach Andrews.
Hey, get over here.
He's as much frustrated. But overall, those guys are engaged and involved, and they're listening to Coach Andrews. We just got to get it figured out early. If you missed my pregame, this is a team that's had tons of injuries. They have very good football program. Matter of fact, the starting center started the game, if you remember. Jordan King scored the first basket and hasn't played, the 6'5", 250-pound sophomore. He was battling an injury. Wasn't sure how long he could go, but he's had several guys. I mean, Jerry Powers, quite frankly, he's battled some health issues, been quarantined 3 times because he's been around people with COVID. He's played very sparingly, though he's in right now, number 10. Just had a lot of injuries, and they'll get it going here. And they still have time in this game with the way they can make runs. It's like they're going to foul a little bit, too. They've got some fouls to give before the bonus. That's going to be their 4th here in the second half, Rob.
Going against Rodney Woods, his second.
In comes Jordan Green, who had a really good first half. Didn't he have 11.5?
Yes, sir.
Yep, half of his number there.
And then scoreless in the third. So he really needs to get something going for Fort Wayne North if they want to get back into this. They trail by 11, 3:40 to play.
Doty.
3-pointer.
That's a good shot.
Out. Put back, though. Hey, how about Pharrell White?
He's got a quiet 8 points, doesn't he?
He is now up to 13.
Oh, does he really? Wow. See, that's so quiet I didn't hear him. Didn't hear the swishes.
Ball knocked out. It will belong to Hammond Central.
Coach Moore is telling these guys, just slow it down a little bit. We've got a 13-point lead. Let's slow it down. Take layups. Make them draw some fouls here with 3:19 to go. Meanwhile, Northside's got to make some. They've got to force some turnovers here, as Brashawn Bassett heads back to the bench here. He did a really good job defensively in the first half. They're going to call a moving screen, a hold. It's going to be on Matthew King. Nope, it's going to be Davion Dodio. I'm sorry. It's going to be 13. I thought he was counting out the number. Moving screen on the out-of-bounds play there.
Legends will get it.
Coach Andrews really got a play he wants them to run because he's telling them where to go. It is a 5-out, though, against this zone. They're in a 1-2-2 zone right now, Hammond is, and they just don't have an answer for it.
That ball was kicked. It will stay with Fort Wayne North. Amari Moore checks back in for Hammond Central, again wearing number 14. He started the day wearing 31, and they changed uniforms on us.
You take a look at Ryan Owens there again, our sponsor of our Sneakers for Santa here, sponsored by Allstate and Ryan. And a foul right away. There's going to be on Amari Moore. So good, they took it to the basket. Jordan Green's going to get a couple fouls. Right now they need to get baskets, stops, and draw fouls here, trailing by 13 with just under 3 to go.
Green to the free throw line, 1 of 2 here today. 54-41. Green with 11 points on the day, but all of them came in the first half. He was held scoreless in that third quarter.
Giving you some old school there. You saw the official ask Jordan Green to tuck his jersey in. That started in the early 90s when I was the basketball coach at Noblesville High School, and the Fab Five of Michigan and Illinois were wearing those jerseys, the baggy shorts, and their uniforms didn't fit, and then we had to put in that rule. I mean, kids used to always be able to play with their jersey up, but the pants were so darn low that it looked like they were in full suit football uniforms almost at one time. So that's the typical thing you'll see officials do because it's in the spirit of the game. You have to keep those shirt tails tucked in nowadays. Marquette used to have the old uniforms with Bo Ellis and those guys when Al McGuire was coaching that they didn't even have uniforms you could tuck in. Good possession there on offense. And Pharrell White scores again. Nice second half by Pharrell.
He's got 6 here in the fourth quarter. 9 in the second half total.
Oh, gosh. Boy, good possession, but he couldn't get the shot up and gave it there.
Tough shot there for Bassett.
And right now, Northside's had some good looks, and when they haven't taken them, they've passed the ball into guys that didn't have as good of looks. That was a situation where Brashawn Bassett just got caught like, why didn't you take that up? But he didn't feel comfortable shooting it, I guess. And Bassett did not play last night in the Northside game against DeKalb.
Davion Doty back onto the floor for Hammond Central as they lead at 56-42, 2:22 to play. Second free throw good for Bassett. Now with 3 points on the day.
Okay, quick trap going to be coming up by the. Oh, that's a terrible place to throw it. Oh, he got bailed out by a foul. Darn it. When they say darn it, they had a great trap, Northside did. Tay Johnson, though, left his feet. So as soon as you leave your feet, you are guilty of a foul in most cases. I mean, verticality stuff, but when he's jumping up and down like that. So, again, they need to have quick fouls or steals right now for any chance when they're down 13 here with 2 to go, 2:15 to go.
That one against Bronte
Good
Johnson.
press
his
breaker.
First. Oh, nice move, nice pass. And White finishes it. How about Pharrell White? 8 points here in the fourth quarter with under 2 minutes to play, and it is all Hammond Central now back up by 15.
Yeah, they're just going to stay in that zone. They've pushed North out of their comfort zone 3-point wise, so they're too deep to be shooting the 3, and they just don't have anything to combat that zone right now.
Johnson for 3, rims out, no good. Rebounded by the Wolves. Doty up ahead, nice feed for Pharrell White. He's got 10 in the quarter. 19 total points for Pharrell White, 10 of them here in the fourth.
I like this. Coach Andrews is calling a timeout again as you take a look inside his huddle. This is a good learning opportunity for a team that's going to go to 0-4 after the game and yet has the ability and the players to make a real strong run in that Fort Wayne sectional area and regional. They do. They're just out of sync today. They've missed a lot of easy shots. They've had abnormally more turnovers than they had the first 3 games. And right now I like this. Gary's trying to, Coach Andrews is trying to show his team, this is what we're doing against this zone, and it's not working. We're not getting the gaps filled. We're not getting the penetration between 2 defensive players, and they have us way outside of our comfort zone to shoot it. So, you know, it's a marathon, not a sprint, Rob. I used to tell my team, some of them start off pretty boring. Hey, it's a marathon. And if we don't get this marathon turned around, we're going to be dead last. But we have time. The state tournament is not played in December. Meanwhile, Hammond Central, we're seeing history, the first win in varsity history for the Wolves here in their first year as a consolidation of Hammond Clark and Hammond Gavitt. And they played a really good second half.
Yeah.
If you just joined us, they were down 1 at halftime, 24-23. Yeah. And they've come out, again, just a little deeper, I think, than what they would normally shoot there on that shot by Northside, as you saw Jerry Powers fired up there.
Grant, all too strong. Picked up by Doty. Back to Grant. Jumper, got it.
Yeah, he is a scorer. They did a great job. When I say they, Northside, the first half they played the diamond against him, diamond and 1, and he did not get very many looks, but second half here, he's been a factor.
Under a minute to play now. Nice layup there for Jordan Green. Now with 14 points on the day. Grant, another jumper off the glass, no. Rebounded by Bassett, and he is fouled with 37 seconds to go.
It's going to be the 1-1 now.
So Hammond Central is about to pick up their first win of the season. And like you said, Pete, first win in program history, technically, with Hammond Central High School.
I tell you, it's quite a challenge when you consolidate high schools. And to consolidate 3 into Hammond Central, they still have Hammond Morton as the other public school per se. The Morton Governors, another neat nickname, the Morton Governors. But so they have 2 high schools in Hammond that are public schools. You've got, obviously, Bishop Noel Institute has had a long tradition of good athletic teams and just good programs also. But here you take a look, I mentioned earlier about Jermaine Boyette. Just an outstanding person in the community of Hammond, coming back after playing in the NCAA tournament for Weber State, playing professionally for a number of years. Great to see him come back to Hammond and help Coach Larry Moore Jr. out as the varsity assistant.
Referee having another discussion with Rashawn Bassett.
The other 2 coaches there, Mitch Daniels III. Yes, Mitch Daniels III, not the one who was in the Shark outfit last week at the Bucket game. And then Amir Ransom. Always been hospitable when I've asked for help when they're getting ready for games when they come down here.
3-pointer good from the left side.
Cherry picking.
Cedric Reed laid it in.
Matthew King lays it in at the other end. Kind of cherry pick there.
Down to the final 15 seconds.
I don't think Grant's going to give it up. Well, he shouldn't have given up. He's going to throw it to him. But again, there's Deshaun Woods is a freshman. He's learning. Second varsity game ever. And there you see Kenneth Grant leaving the contest. Good second half for Grant.
Down to the final 10 seconds of today's game. Coming up, Crispus Attucks and Linton Stockton, game number 4 of today's event here at Brownsburg High School. Buzzer sounds and Hammond Central picks up their first win as they defeat Fort Wayne North 64-48, your final score.
Rob, I've enjoyed it. This is our first game we ever called together.
That's right. Had a good time with you.
It seems fitting that you should remember that score, 64-48, from about 2012. Your alma mater against the final school I coached at.
That's right. Your Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles beat my Norwell Knights
64-48.
back in the day.
Yeah.
64-48. Hammond Central gets the win over Fort Wayne North. We are going to sign off for this one. Get you ready for our next game coming up. John Herrick's going to come in and fill in for me. Sit next to you. You got Crispus Attucks and Linton Stockton, two of the powerhouse boys basketball programs when it comes to the state of Indiana. They will get ready and play our fourth of 7 games here at Brownsburg High School. The Sneakers for Santa Shootout continues coming up next here on the ISC Sports Network. For Pete Smith, everyone involved with ISC, I'm Rob Connett. 64-48, Hammond Central now 1-1. Fort Wayne North falls to 0-4 on the season. Thanks for tuning in to the Sneakers for Santa Shootout. Game 4 coming up next on the ISC Sports Network.
I'm Query.
And I'm Schultz.
And of course, we do the incredibly creatively and appropriately named Query and Schultz program every Monday on ISC Sports Network. Derek, it airs at what time?
7:30.
Okay, every Monday at 7:30. We're now on season number 2, and if history tells us anything, catch us now because you never know when they pull the plug on it.
Why would you say that?
Because it's happened
That's not going
before.
to happen here. Comcast, Xfinity 81, ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC Sports Network, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, so many places to watch Query and Schultz, 7:30 on Monday.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.